wrist, knees together. Now, I'm not collapsing. I'm not going forward. I've got to go backward, like a switch. This is my switch hand, trying to reach for the leg here. Okay. Now, I'm not going to go to my left hip. That's what I want to try to do. I want to over-exaggerate that. Left-handed switch. Here. Elbow. Sit. Okay, now from here we can finish with hand here, or return to his feet. Okay. The main thing we want to get today is a cut roll. I'm going to go ahead and let Brad try and stop it here. He knows it's coming. He's going to try and run his feet. Now, it's going to be a little tough. Let's go this way. Especially since he knows it's coming. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my elbow to push him, and I'm going to kick with my left foot. I'm going to lift his hip. Okay, so I go here, he tries to come to my head, I'm going to push, kick with my left foot. Here. Okay? And that's a cut roll. Again, key element is getting the elbow on the mat, hitting a left-handed switch. Okay? Alright, those are your basic skills top to the bottom. Now what we're going to do is hit some basic skills on top. Alright, now, basic skills are different from fall holds. Basic skills on top are breakdowns. Okay? Breakdowns or stopping his first move. Alright? Key to riding a guy is to stop the first move. Okay? Any ride will work. Anything that you're good at, you're a leg rider. You like the claw, you like to ride like this, you like to stay on the arm. Those are all good rides if you're good at them. But the main thing you need to do is stop his first movement. Okay? If he's on his feet, I can't get a leg in. Alright, so what we want to do is work on that. Now, first breakdown is just a chop, thigh pry. You guys probably call it a tight waist, chop the arm. Okay? I go to a thigh pry. Tuck your shirt in. Just front. And the reason I go to a thigh pry is if I stay around the waist and try and chop, I just showed you guys a cut roll. Brad hits a cut roll. I don't know if he can do it. Go ahead. Wrist with your right hand. Yeah, grab my wrist. Elbow on the mat here. Okay. That's why I don't stay around the waist. There's too many guys that are getting good with rolls and other stuff that I don't want to be around the waist too much. So I come to the thigh. Okay? I go chop, thigh, right knee's going to drive up the butt. Here. Okay? Very basic. Waist, thigh, and chop. Forward. Okay? So that's our first breakdown, is thigh pry, chop the arm. Okay? Now, second breakdown I'm going to hit is a spiral ride. And this, especially for a leg rider, is a great way to stop the guy's first move and get a leg in all at the same time. Alright? We're just going to use it to stop the first movement and get wrist control. Okay? Again, right hand's going to the thigh, left hand under the arm. Okay? So the positioning is going to be here. Left hand drives deep in the armpit, elbow deep here, right hand in the thigh. So I'm trying to twist him 2 different directions. Okay? Thigh pry, spiral ride. Now, you'll notice Brad went to his elbow. Here, that's what I want. Wrist. Okay? Now I can control him. Now it stops his first move. Okay? One more time. Let's go this way. Spiral ride, here. Wrist control. Okay, I need to go a step farther. Pull his hips down. Okay, now I obviously have control. Okay. Alright. Now, that was spiral ride. So we've got chop and spiral ride. Now what we want to go to is tight waist far ankle. Again, this is a good way to stop a good stand-up guy, especially in Brad's stance. He's got his ankles up here. I would probably go right to this. Okay, ongoing, switching both hands. Okay, on the whistle, my right hand's going to the ankle, left hand's going to the waist, here. Alright, now, a few years ago, 10 years ago, the way to hit a tight waist, far ankle, is to get the ankle and drive straight into it. Okay? Now we've revised that a little bit, and we're going to spin it. Okay? We got some guys, got some big arms now, pretty strong guys. We're not going to go here and lift the ankle. We're going to make it easy on ourselves and spin his hips. Ankle, here. Put the ankle on the mat. Post ankle. Now I can move up. Okay. Let's go from this position. Watch what I do with this ankle. Here, I spin it. Put it down. Here, control it. I don't want him to turn back in. I want to control him here, go forward. Okay? That's a tight waist far ankle. Stay right there. Now, next thing we're going to hit is a tight waist near ankle. Alright? This is for a guy that's very quick. Okay? And it's going to save us an extra step. Remember, on a tight waist far ankle, we had to move both hands. Here. Now, tight waist near ankle, we're moving one hand. This hand's staying on the waist. This one's coming off of the elbow, coming to this ankle. Okay, I'm even going to change my head. Alright, I'm putting my right cheek on this back and going here. Again, I'm spinning. That stays the same. Okay, I'm here. Ankle. Put the ankle on the mat, move up. Okay? So those are 4 basic ones. Breakdowns to get control. Now, the last one I'm going to show you is not necessarily a breakdown. It's kind of a setup to breaking down, or what I've emphasized all along is stopping the first move. Okay? Now, right here we need to focus on his ankles, because if he can't move his ankles, he can't clear his hips. Alright? This is for short time, 5 seconds in the period, 5 seconds in the mat. Overtime, 30 seconds go to stop his first movement. Okay, second overtime, this guy's going to be going crazy to get off body. I've got to be able to stop his first move and control him. So what I'm going to do when I line up, my left knee, which is going down here, is going to be as close to this ankle over here as I can get it. Okay, my right foot is going to close in on the other ankle. So when I line up, I get that left knee as close as I can get it. Getting my stance here, and this knee is coming up here, as tight as I can get it. Okay, off the whistle, all I'm doing is pinching. Here, both ankles. Okay, let's turn so you can get from the back. Okay, left knee is closing in on this ankle. Here, as tight as I can get it. Right knee here, off the whistle, I pinch. And I'm not doing much with my hands. I'm kind of doing a half chop. My right hand, I don't keep it on his hip, or on his waist. I bring it here. I'm going here. Stop the first movement. Okay? So you can see my hand positioning on the pinch is going here. This is all I'm doing. Okay? Move from here. He can't go ahead and stand up. Okay? He's not going to switch. He's not going to turn in. The reason I go here is to keep him from lunging forward. He lunges forward. Time. I've got control now. Okay? That's a pinch. It's effective for usually the last 5 to 10 seconds. Make sure you stop that first movement. Okay? Alright, now, stand with top position. We want to work some basic fall holds here. Okay? First fall hold we're going to hit is a half Nelson, which I'm sure everyone knows. So I'm going to cover it very quickly and go over briefly one little addition. Okay? Easiest way to get into a half Nelson, spiral ride. Alright? A lot of kids have a phobia here of hitting a half Nelson from the knees. Because that's probably my favorite position for a half Nelson. Alright? I'm going to spiral ride, go right to my half here. As long as my feet are out towards his head, you're not going to get rolled. The problem is, most guys want to stay here and put a half Nelson on. This won't work. Okay? General rule of thumb. I like to have my right knee, which is my trail leg, or my backside leg, in front of his left hand. Okay? General rule of thumb. I like to be at least here. This prevents a roll. If I'm back any further than this, I can get rolled. Knee out here. Pressure down. Okay? Regular half Nelson. Now, what I'm going to cover real quick is, if this guy's pretty squirmy, pretty flexible. Brad looks like he is. They sit on their left hip. Sit on your left hip. Okay, here. And we get into this kind of thing where we can't turn these that it sits under. What we're going to do is straighten him out. Okay, I have my right knee up under. I'm going to bring my left knee up to join it, and I'm going to lift and pull him across my lap. Here. Okay, now I can go straight over. Here. Finish up my half. Okay, one more time off the spiral. Here. Get the knee out here right away. It's got to be out here, pressure down on it. Now he sits, lift, pull him across my hip. Knee comes in, jerk, forward. Okay? That's a half Nelson. Now, next ball hold we're going to go to is a Bulldog or a head lever. Okay? And the way I get in this is off the whistle, I'm sliding straight down to the wrist. Head's going in the back of the shoulder. Okay? So I'm going here, right off the whistle. Okay? Hand slides down, head in the back of the shoulder, driving forward here. Brings the wrist out to the side. Right hand pulls his hips down. Okay? Now, once I'm in this position, I have the wrist, I have my head in the back of his arm. I'm going to go ahead and run my, give me your arm so you don't get it trapped, my Bulldog here. Okay? I'm on my toes here. I'm going to sit, baseball slide, my left or my right foot underneath, head's ducking the arm, looking to the ceiling. Okay, here. My right knee, I want to try and hit him in the nose with it. Here, head's up the ceiling, I let go of the wrist. After my eyes are on the ceiling, I can let go of the wrist. I still keep my neck flexed here, track the arm. Now, from here, I'm going to high leg over, finish with a half Nelson. Here. Now, finish off with a head lever Bulldog position. What guys do to counter this most, and Brad did it naturally last time, his left hip went down, right hip came up, posted his right arm. Okay? That's perfect for what we're going to do next. I go to my head lever Bulldog, I get his hips down. Now, what he's doing, his hips up, shoulders put, or hands out here posted, makes it very, very difficult for me to run this head lever, to duck this arm, sit underneath, okay? So, what I'm going to do is, I keep the wrist tight, head stays in the arm. I straddle his leg, and I'm going to bring the arm, boom, to his back. Now, very, very important, I do not change my grip. I went from here, over the hand, and put it on his back. You're going to get this confused with what we're going to do next, which is this near wrist series, where we do the Smith tilt and some other things. The wrist position, if his arm was laying out, I would put my hand straight down, see the back of my hand. I put his arm on his back here. I keep this wrist positioned this way. Now, what I'm going to do here, I'm straddled. Brad still doesn't know what's going on here. He's got his right hip up. That's fine. I keep the arm on the back. My right hand is going to lift his face. I go under the neck, grab the lat here. Okay? Now, from here, my right knee, this knee is going to jump. So I jump both knees over. My right knee is going to land right here. Okay? So I'm going here, blocking the elbow. Now, all I'm going to do is kind of muscling straight over here. Alright? Now, from here, I've got the wrist on his back. Okay? I'm around his neck here. I can sit up. Any way you want to finish here. He's not getting off his back here. Okay, this is tight. This is a ball hold. Okay, one more time real quick. I go to Bulldog and get his hip up. Strap, neck. Okay, don't change my grip. Neck. Jump both knees over. Here. And then I'm just going to pull him over. Okay? This arm, according to the rules, has to stay on the back, has to stay at 90 or below. Okay? When I jump, I'm taking arm, neck, everything. Here. Finishing right here. Okay? Alright. Now, that was a Bulldog series. Bulldog, head lever, whatever. Half Nelson. His hip comes up, arm goes on the back, grab the neck, jump your knees over. Okay? Now, what we're going to go to now is a near wrist series, all right? And the way I get into this is with a spiral ride, one of the breakdowns we used earlier, okay? Off the whistle, I'm going here, wrist control, okay? Now, from this position, if Brad can sit on his knees, I'd like to have him flat though. What I'd like to do is get wrist control, get the hips down here, getting flat. Okay, now, from here, first thing I'm going to do is just turn 180 face forward. From this position, left elbow in the shoulder, or left shoulder in the back, on my toes. I'm going to walk my feet to his head. Okay, I'm going to be on my knees here to spare his back. But I want to be on my toes, lots of shoulder pressure. Now, first thing we're going to do is a baseball bat clear. I have wrist control underneath, two hands. Right hand's coming in to help out the left baseball bat. Here, pull it out. Okay, now from here, I keep pressure down. Right, I should still be on my toes here. Lots of pressure on it. Okay, here, lift the arm, I'm going to thread it through. Okay, here, keep the arm straight, thread my right arm through above the elbow. If I go here, see how flex we are, lift your shoulder out. Okay, he's going to limp out. I want to go here above the elbow. To make sure, I try and grab the far lat. I go here, lift your shoulder out. Okay, I'm above his elbow. Now from here, I would still be on my toes. I'm going to just hips down, regular hat. Over top, then. Okay, go ahead and stay down there. Okay, that's a baseball bat clear. Now, second thing we're going to hit here. First one, the baseball cleared, thread the needle, put him on his back. Second thing, I'm going to baseball clear. This time I can't thread the needle. He's bringing his arm down, bending the elbow. Okay, I can't get it threaded. Put it on his back. All right. Now, once I have it on his back here, I'm going to straddle here. Okay. Now this is my wrist is opposite. I don't change my wrist here either. I keep it the same way I had the wrist. Okay. Now from here we're going to go to what I call a Smith tilt. Hand on the back at 90 degrees. I'm straddled. I stay bent over on him. Obviously, you don't want to sit on him like this. I want to be bent over, covering the arm. Right hand. I'm not going under the neck this time. I'm going under his arm, just grabbing the shoulder here. Okay. Key point here. Left knee goes right here. Not on the mat. It goes right on the elbow. Okay. This is good. This is bad. Watch Brad. Go flat. Stay perfectly flat. I put my knee here. Nothing. Put my knee here. Okay, big difference. Okay, this isn't illegal, guys. It's at 90. It's on his back. I'm not raising the arm off his back. All the shoulder, all the pressure is right here in the shoulder. Knee's there. His arm is still flat across his back. Okay. So I'm here, over top, knee on the elbow. Here. Pull. Now, from here, I can put a leg in. I can scissor the body, whatever we want to do. Key point, I keep the wrist with my left hand. Right hand is on the shoulder, suck it to my chest. Okay, I don't want to be laying here like this. He's fighting through his belly. I'm laying here, pull. This is no good. I want to be here. I suck it to my chest, and then I'm going to fight through your belly. Okay, here. Not here. Alright. Okay, that was a Smith tilt. Back down. Okay, now, next thing we're going to work here off this near wrist series. We have the wrist on the back. Okay, he's got this arm down here. Okay, he's not letting me come up under here. He's not falling for that. Okay, keep the wrist tight on his back. Here. Now what I'm going to do is change hands. I have my left hand on it. Now I'm going to put my right hand here. So I have two hands on it for a second. Now, this is pretty good. This is what a lot of guys do. They clam up here. What I'm going to do is circle around his head. Just briefly. Here. I keep the arm on his back. This left hand comes around his head. And I'm going to thread the other arm. Here. Okay? He wouldn't let me get under it this way. He's keeping it in. He knows I'm going to hit him with that Smith tilt. So I'm going to come over his head, thread it the opposite way, and grab the wrist. So I end up in this position. Okay? I had two hands, come around the head, thread it, grab the wrist. Okay? The reason I come to his head is because my arms obviously aren't long enough to reach clear around here and grab this wrist. So I come out, grab the wrist, let go with my right hand. Now, from here, I don't care what he does. He's going to his back. He can come to his knees, try to lift his knees. As long as I keep the wrist, keep this underhook, I'm fine. Now, I'm just going to run like a regular half here. Run my knees over, here. Okay, finish with a regular half melt. Okay, one more time. Arms on his back. I can't get my Smith tilt, it won't let me dig it out. Here, change hands. Thread it. Grab the wrist, here. Now I run around the head. Here. Okay. Alright, everything we've covered there, we've been able to get his wrist on his back pretty easily, and we've covered him. Now, we're going to work, the guy's real tough, and we can't seem to get his elbow or his wrist clear. Okay? So he's going to go ahead and be flat, and what he's doing, turn 100 feet this way. He's really concentrating on keeping his wrist under his body. Okay? Now, what I'm going to do is go clear to his head. I had shoulder position, I tried my baseball bat stuff, no good. He's too strong for that, too tough. What I'm going to do, elbow is very important here. You'll notice my positioning now, kind of baseball bat. What I'm going to do when I go to his head, I don't keep it down here. I let it slide. I get two hands here, I pinch the head, but the elbow is really important. It can't stay here. It's got to turn and go in his back. Okay, now, I was here, I ran the head, I pinched. What I'm going to do is come out here and pinch with my knee. You can lay down. Pinch, elbow turn, two hands on it. He's sucking in there really tight. Okay, he's in here tight. I'm pinching the head. The key here is to keep his head between your knees. If he gets his head out, you're in trouble. He gets it out that side, it's not too bad because I can still run back behind. Big thing, now I'm in trouble. Here, okay. I gotta keep it between, keep it pinched. Now, what I'm gonna do here, both hands on his one arm. We've gotta be strong enough to jerk one arm out from underneath of him with both of our hands. Okay? Two hands locked, I'm gonna jerk it straight forward, and after I jerk, my right hand's gonna punch through, left hand stays on the elbow. So slow motion, I jerk, punch. Left hand does not let go. Okay? Jerk, punch. Once I've got it in above the elbow, I release with the left hand. Half here. Regular half nose. Okay? Now, that was just pinching the head, thread the needle. Now, what we're going to do, same move, same concept. I come out here. Can't get it, go to pinch the head. Remember, elbow, slide. Here. Two hands, I'm keeping it really tight. Okay, now, from here, Brad's most likely, a good guy's gonna come to his knees. That's fine. Don't panic here. You cannot panic here. I've got to stay tight. As long as I keep his head tight, he's not going anywhere. Think about all the directions he can go. He can go that way, forward or backwards. Okay, if he goes forward, drive straight into me. Fine, I just keep right on pulling. Okay? He goes backwards. Okay? I keep pulling right here on this arm. Nothing's going to happen. Okay? Now, he starts to circle one way or the other. That creates a little bit of a problem. Okay? Like I said, if he does that way, if he circles, pops his head out that direction, I go back behind him. No problem. Problem comes when he starts to circle the other way, gets that angle. So this is where we ended up here. Now I've got a little bit of a problem. Okay? What I need to do is make sure my right knee keeps his head pinched. Here. He starts to circle. I keep my knee tight. Circle. I keep circle. Okay. He let me thread my arm through, which he shouldn't have done. That's okay. Okay. Now, again, what I want to emphasize is not panicking here. He's on his knees. He's grabbing my legs. He's doing whatever. I jerk the arm forward. Same thing. Jerk, punch. Now, from here, I'm going to hit him with my right knee, straighten my left leg. Okay, let's do it from this position. I'm in here tight, tension tight, jerk, punch. Punch with my right knee, left knee's going to straighten. Here. Okay, finished. Okay, those are some basic fall holds from the top. The last series we did was a near wrist series. Alright, now, I want to cover one defensive technique here, and that's going to be front headlock positioning, okay, and some scoring techniques. Alright, so go ahead and down your, Brad's down on his knees here. We're assuming that Brad is shot, or I've snapped him down. Okay, whatever the case, I've stopped his shot, okay, he's here. I want to go front headlock and score. Now, first we need shoulder front headlock positioning. Offensive guy, which is me, I have to have my right shoulder in the back of Brad's neck, okay? That doesn't mean this. That means right up here on top, okay? Your trapezoid up here on top of your back, or on top of your neck, has to be in the back of his neck. My right hand has to be elbow deep or less, okay? And what I mean by that, I'm going to use my left hand so you can see, my elbow never goes below his ear. I'm here. If I'm here, I'm going to get drugged, I'm going to get firemen, okay, a lot of things are going to happen. Elbow deep, okay, never farther than elbow deep, which means my elbow never goes below the ear. Here, okay. Alright, so we've got it down here, front headlock position. My shoulder's in tight, I'm no farther than elbow deep. Now, here I'm going to lock right over left, right underneath his chin. Right over left, pinch my elbows together here. Okay, this is front headlock position I want. Now, first thing we're going to do here is a head dip. Alright, I'm putting my head in this gap right here to keep his arm from reaching back and stopping me when I spin. Okay, I go head dip here. Back of my head is going as far underneath as I can get it. Okay, my right hand unlocked and it grabbed his chin. I'm here, head dip. Now, from here, I have two options. First option, which is the best, is just to go here, get the ankle, release and score. Okay? What's going to happen eventually, you're going to wrestle somebody that's pretty good, they're going to sit on their right hip. Okay? I'm here, a head dip, there's no ankle, sit on your right hip. Okay? I have no ankle. My left hand is going to go to his hip, far hip, here. Okay? Release with the right hand, score. Okay? So two options here. Ankle, which is the best, or if he sits on his ankle, I'm going to go to his far hip. Okay? And that was a head dip. Alright? Now, second thing we're going to hit off front headlock is a head dip, what I call a head dip choke. And the reason for it's going to choke Brad just for a second here, or however long it takes him to flip over. Okay? Again, it's not illegal. I'm going right over left, not choking, no fancy grips, nothing changes. Okay? Right over left grip. I dip my head. Now, the only thing that's going to change, I'm going to sit on my right hip. Okay? My head's in under deep here. I'm going to sit my right hip through it. Here. And at the same time, I'm pinching with both my elbows. Here. Okay? Here, I want to follow up. Okay? Let's get from this angle. Again, when I sit, my head's dipped, sit on my right hip, elbows are together. Okay? Here, sit, pinch the right elbow down, especially hard. Here. Cover. Okay? Most likely Brad's going to turn down, and I'll just get my two. Okay? But if I can, I'm going to keep my hands locked, run around, get the fall. Okay? So front headlock, head dip, front headlock, head dip with a little choke. Okay? Now, those are great, and if you get good with them, they're very effective. Now we're going to cover a little more conservative thing off the front headlock here. And we're going to go to a simple arm block. Okay? Now, I still have my front headlock positioning the same. I can go with a locked hands, or if you like an open front headlock, that's fine. Alright? I'll do it both ways. Start with open front headlock here. What I want to do is get Brad's elbow on the mat. Okay? It's hard for me to do anything but a head dip when he's got his hands on the mat. So to get him down, I have to jerk down and away, or into me. Okay, something like here. This puts an elbow on the mat. It doesn't have to be both of his elbows. If I've got one on the mat, that's great. Now, first thing we're going to do is an arm block. Right hand's on the elbow, or left hand's on the elbow, right hand's on the chin. My right hand is pulling out from my front headlock, coming around or over the head, whichever you feel most comfortable with, okay, and blocking the arm. So my left hand stays palm down, right hand slides out, palm up, okay. Both my hands are on the arm at the same time for a split second, okay. So I'm jerking down, arm block, both hands are there. Now my left hand releases so I can spin. Okay, that was with an open front headlock. Now we're going to hit closed front headlock, my hands locked, same move, arm block. I have to get his elbows down. I'm jerking, I've got him down. Left hand on the elbow, right hand comes around the head, blocks, spin. Okay, that's an arm block in the front headlock. Okay, so we have head dip choke, and an arm block off in the front headlock. Okay, now, last thing I want to show you here is off of a front headlock, and what it's going to do is prevent Brad from hitting a short drag or sucker drag, and hopefully myself from getting carried. Okay, the biggest problem we have that I see with a front headlock is that we get more than elbow deep. Meaning my elbow is going to go lower in his ear, so I have a deep right arm, and Brad is going to drag me. Here. Okay? Now, to prevent that, sometimes we can't help it. Sometimes, big matches, my right arm, it gets too deep. I know it, and I can't jerk it out. Okay? He and I both know my right arm's too deep, and there's not a lot I can do here. I can't jerk it out. So what I want to do here to prevent the drag is to release my lock, okay? Right here, I have my hands locked underneath. I'm going to unlock, go to an open front headlock. My right hand, which one is too deep, is going to slide across his belly, go to an underhook. Okay? Now, there's no drag here. Okay? He can't drag. Go ahead and drag me. No way. I've got an underhook. I've got it tight. Okay? To show you on our feet real quick, I have a deep front headlock, my right arm's too deep. This is where my grip is. It's clear over here, underneath his arm. All he's going to do is drag me. Okay? Now, yep. I'm too deep, I know it. Left hand goes to the elbow, right hand sliding across the stomach to an underhook. So I end up in this position. Okay? Now, to finish this, it's going to be a little bit different. This is something new that I just picked up last summer. Okay? So I have a deep underhook, open front headlock. Now, here's what we're going to do here to score. We're not just stopping the drag. We're looking to score here. Okay, we've got an underhook here. He knows he can't drag me now. He's in trouble. What I'm going to do is back off of him. Create space. Just a little bit. Back off. My left hand is going to come out. Boom. Clubbing right in the back of the head. As I club, my right arm's coming out. Boom. And then I'm going to arm block. Okay? And spin opposite. 99.9% of the time, we spin this way. This is the 1% of the time we're going the other way. Front headlock, underhook. Create space. Clubbing. jerk, arm block. Okay? This again is very effective. Stops the drag. Here, create space. I club, jerk the arm out. Now left hand doesn't come off the head. After I club him, my forearm's there, shoulder goes down, arm block. Okay? One time, fast motion here a little bit. Here, underhook, create space here. Arm block. Okay? Alright, now we have 4 things off of front headlock that you can hit there also, which is not necessarily a defensive move, but used for that more so than not. Okay? That's all I wanted to cover was basic techniques from our feet, some top wrestling and bottom wrestling, and now a defensive move. Okay?